Yeah, there we are. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Damn, I came in to make a joke about open heckling, but Messy Jesse just went right in. LOL. Um, well, I work out a lot and do a lot of crunches and push ups
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of cardio in my game. I eat right, and I feel like, why keep it to myself?
Yeah.
Well, why keep it to me and Brandy? She gets to see this 24/7.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I mean, are you saying that is not an accurate rendition of what I look like with my shirt off?
Uh, no comment. Yeah, that's what you look like.
It's what I see.
Yep.
How's everybody doing? As y'all can see, we have a phone line this evening. We thought we'd mix it up a little bit. We're going to do anything's open, right? Except politics
Yeah, no politics.
and, anything super crazy that'll,
Get us off YouTube,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. Um,
If you hear any background noise, we're outside.
yeah, we're outside, man. Got the camera off. I think it's sometimes makes it better to be able to just relax and be ourselves, not worry if we got a booger or something. Just be there, right?
John don't like waiting an hour or two to get for me to get ready. So
yeah, I can't. I wasn't. I didn't look far enough ahead to schedule Brandy on camera because you need like 6
not
to
that long.
8 hours for that.
I was working today too, so I didn't have time to get ready. So this will work.
Oh, we got a call already. Caller one. Hold on.
How are you gonna make it where they can hear it?
Caller one, go ahead.
Can they hear that?
Hello?
Caller one, bye bye.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Who was that?
I'll try again. Why are you tripping out over being able to hear you? Put it on speakerphone, set the mic near this thing. Chill out. We're good. Call back whoever that was. That may have been my fault. Well, they left us a voicemail. Should we?
They'll call back, I'm sure. It might have been Miss Branch. Is that who's calling?
Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go.
No.
New York.
Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Accept it.
Hello? Caller one?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Who am I talking to?
This is Tina from New York.
Tina Bulger?
Yes, it is.
No,
How are you?
I gotta turn my TV off.
Okay.
I can hear myself.
See, we don't know how people talk in person, so we didn't know that was you.
That's me.
How you been?
Well, I'm so happy to. I'm okay. My mom's doing okay. Riley's graduating.
Go Riley.
Things are good, and you guys are the bomb.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
When's graduation?
I don't even know. I got to go to the school tomorrow.
Got to catch up, huh?
Yeah. I've been quite behind with everything going on with my mom, but I've been trying to keep up with everything with the YouTube, and I just can't. So I'm glad I caught you guys tonight. Have a good night, and hi everybody everywhere, and have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Tina. Thanks for calling.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tina is or Tina is referring to Riley. That's her grandson. He's graduating, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, Tina's been with us for a while.
For a while.
And her daughter sometimes on here. Is it
Yeah.
her? Yeah, her daughter. Yeah. So
we had 3 members of the family. That was cool, wasn't it?
Mhm.
I like that. Okay.
yeah, all we see is like your little profile pitch, and we don't ever.
I have no
really a
idea what
voice.
anybody sounds like, I think a lot of the times I get it way wrong too. I'll finally eventually figure out kind of who somebody is, and I'm off like 20, 30 years.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that was good for our first call. I don't understand this, man. This is more complicated than I thought it was going to be.
What? How to accept the call?
Yeah. Did you hear that craziness?
Yeah. Who's calling us next? Anybody got anything good to say?
Who's coming up next? I thought that was Jessie. She's supposed to be calling in, and so is Suzette. How's everybody else's Wednesday going? We had a pretty good Wednesday, right?
Yeah. I had work most of the day.
I'm not calling in, LOL.
Is that Jessie?
Jessie,
it was your idea, John said.
Yeah, it was her idea. This was her brainchild. Let's do a call-in show.
Gosh, it's not going to be much of a show if nobody calls in.
Hi, Dolores, Miss Tonge, Nani Tina, and Missy Jessie, Tennessee Blonde.
We'll have to
Good to
figure
see
it out.
everybody this evening, man. It's nice out, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Tina, she said she was having trouble keeping up with the Summerwell stuff, man. I'm out of the loop, too. I just can't
You are?
keep...
You're pretty up to date.
Well, I mean, I'm out of the loop on rabbit holes and gossip because I have had to stay away from it for a little bit. It's a lot sometimes.
Well, right now, that's about all there is, about her case, really. With no new information coming out.
Well, John did time her out in Nana's chat the other day, huh, Jessie? I timed Jessie out in Nana's chat. I got a wrench over at Nana's, so I wanted to see what it was like to wield the power. I'm going to call, just waiting on my boss to leave. LOL. We talk to a lot of people while they're at work, don't we?
Yeah.
Holly's always at work when we talk to her.
Must be nice to have a job like that.
Oh, we could talk to you while you use at work if we
I'm on the phone 24/7 usually.
Harley, you got to be good. Y'all hear Harley? She was going off right before we went live.
Over here at the neighbor.
Can y'all see the number good? Nobody wants to chat this evening? I told Brandy, I said, I've seen other people do this, and it hasn't been blockbuster. You'd think people might feel more comfortable on the phone, but I think a lot of people that don't just are kind of shy, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, like me. I don't know if I'd do it if it wasn't our show. I wouldn't be calling in.
You wouldn't? Now?
Probably not.
Oh, we have a caller. Excellent.
Gail C. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Gail.
Hi, Gail.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing good. I was wondering if you had looked up about ferrets.
No, I haven't. Well, are you the one that mentioned the what did you call it? The
group of them is a business.
Yes.
What is it?
A group of ferrets is a business.
Oh, no, I didn't know that either. Have you had a ferret before, or you just know that?
No, I was on somebody's YouTube the other night, and they said, "Hey, fun fact," and they put that out there, and I wished I could have remembered who it was, but I thought of you guys right away with Zeke.
Yeah, I didn't know
And
that.
so I thought I would just pass it on.
Oh, that's cool.
It's wild to hear how many different names there are for different stuff, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people don't.
Yep.
You know, I never knew that. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Zeke, did you see the Zeke Harley video?
Yes, I did.
Ain't that hilarious how they both seem to stop and look at the camera? Did you catch that? They both look up at the camera like they were posing for us, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
We're getting ready to babysit Zeke for a month because the kids are leaving to the uncles, Jonathan's brothers. So we'll be babysitting.
Yeah, the kids go stay with their uncle during the summer. We got to watch Zeke all summer. Well, for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Such a chore.
He's into everything, really.
Huh?
He has built him a nest underneath our dresser.
Well, yeah.
Out of bags, empty plastic bags that it's got to make a noise, and he falls in love with it.
He'll get them out of the trash anywhere he can find them and take them under our dresser.
Yeah.
So he's got his own house under there, don't he?
Oh, and we give him some, the grass that comes in the Easter baskets.
Yeah.
Oh, loves that stuff.
Yeah, he's got him a bed made of it.
He'll make him a little burrow anywhere you let him. He's a good time though, man. I didn't. Well, I remember when I was growing up, when I was little, it always seemed like I was thinking ferrets would bite the shit out of you. Oh man, the cat just got a bird.
Oh no!
Oh, I gotta go save it. Hold on. Oh.
Go on, cat.
I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to say hi and see if John had looked that up.
Okay, Gail. Thanks for calling and letting us know.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, he got away.
Good.
That was crazy. That bird was like orange. It looked like something out of the pet store.
Y'all go catch something. Not. We don't need around here. Not no birds. I don't like to kill birds.
Maybe a crow or something. Not some damn parakeet. I don't know how he's making it out here anyway. He was dumb, man. He landed way low. I was like, God, you're begging for it. All right, we got another caller.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Did the boss leave so you could call?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Okay, so I was watching TikTok.
you have to talk louder. I can't hear you, Suzette.
Can you hear me now? I'm on my earphone.
I can barely hear you at all.
Hold on a minute. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Shit.
I'm scared they won't be able to hear you.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to pick up. Take your time. We're in no hurry here. I'm rescuing birds.
Did it disconnect?
There, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was seeing a thing and it said, you know, how we grew up with stranger danger and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of growing up or teaching kids so much like stranger danger, because usually, you know, bad stuff happens with people that we know, we should teach children the strange behavior of people. Like the red flags to look out with people that surround us every day, like teachers, coaches, you know,
Right.
other siblings, just whatever. Especially like with they were saying like with one, you could like don't never tell your mom and dad, you know, like that could be a red flag, and just the different things like that. Instead of teaching like stranger danger, teach strange behavior.
Right.
That makes more sense because a lot of times it's the people close to the kids that do something sometimes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Because,
So-
you know, a lot of times it's family members,
Yeah.
close friends, teachers, coaches, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, that makes a lot of sense to teach the kids strange behavior, you know, what
Yeah.
kind of red flags you would look for in trusting adults, you know, somebody they think that they would trust.
Right.
Yeah. There's predators everywhere, you know.
Oh, they're everywhere.
So definitely.
But I seen that and I wanted to share it, you know, because I thought that was interesting and a good idea.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's just, you know, the only thing is, I think some of these people that do this, it's just so shocking when you find out like the roles they had in society. I mean, it's so hard to spot it. It seems like,
Yeah,
you know.
sometimes. Yeah.
Preachers and Sunday school teachers, I mean, just it's everywhere. So, yeah, we should be, you know, teaching our kids material, red flag material, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for people that are like, you know, I know the one example was, you know, don't tell your mom and dad. And there was another one like, your mom and dad told me to bring you home.
Right.
But you haven't talked to them, you know, and just teaching them stuff like that from people that they would know.
Right. I thought one good thing I remember hearing back in the day was to have a word that only you and your child knew, and don't give that to anybody else.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was a good idea too, to help kind of, you know, weed it out on safety side of what you could do. You know, thank you, Miss Stanger.
But I
Thank you,
took down,
Sonia.
I just thought that was an interesting thing, a piece of information I come across, which my kids are grown now, but it's a good tool. You know, I'm going to talk to my grandkids about it, and I'm going to talk to, you know, my kids to talk to them about, you know, strange behavior in people that they're around all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great tip.
I think it, like when it comes to that, a lot of it's kind of changed a little bit too. To everybody needs to be really informed on technology, the danger it poses now, because that's a lot of how this is going down to begin with.
Yeah.
You got that right. And see, I wouldn't know how to check my kids' computers for stuff like that. You know, I'm not tech sloppy, but I mean, the younger generation, they are, you know, the younger parents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really a thing we had to worry about when we were growing up. But this generation, you know, yeah, it's all social media and technology these days.
Oh, it's amazing, and it's like it's giving them different ways to get at your kids. And like, you know, now I'm seeing a lot of this. What they're doing is they're posing as kids, getting the kids to give them pictures, and then blackmailing them because they got the pictures into doing other stuff. That seems to be
exactly. I mean, and I think it's so. And I know a lot of kids can never like. A lot of kids' parents would be so judgmental, but I mean, I always told my kids, I don't care what it is. Nothing can make me not love you. None of that. You know, I don't care what it is.
Exactly.
It always come to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
Because if you can't talk to your parents, who can you talk to, really? You know?
Yeah.
Because once the paint, you know, like you said, like an embarrassing picture. Okay, you know, and a lot of people, a lot of kids, they don't want to go to their parents with that. But it's such an important thing that they're able to, you know, let the parents know so that they can take proper steps to just cut that off right at the knees. You know?
Yes, exactly. And see the kids, you know, it can go a lot of different ways. Once they make the initial mistake, it's all downhill from there. Because then it can be used against them to pressure them into meeting somebody somewhere, or you know, the threat of the picture being released to where all their friends get to see it, and all that's enough to make them want to do something to themselves. So I know
it. That's sad, isn't it?
That's
so sad.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of the danger, it seems like to me, is now. I'm trying to be more vigilant as a parent myself on how to keep up with some of that stuff.
Yeah, there's a girl that did take her
I
own
mean,
life
y'all
over
still have
that.
a young child, you know, and there's it's just, I don't know, and it's just so important that these parents realize that to keep a good, open communication with their children and not judge and not, you know, I don't just be so.
Ask questions. I think, is what I've been trying to stick by more myself. Find out, know what's going on at school with friends and all that, and a lot of times, I think stuff could be stopped if you just had more information,
Definitely.
If more kids weren't scared to speak up, it could definitely be stopped, especially the stuff that goes on within families and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
It's especially within the family. I mean, those children trust those people, you know.
Oh, and that's what's horrible about it, and see, and that just breeds a culture to where it just keeps repeating too.
Yeah.
It's a learned behavior.
I did want to jump up and say that. I'll give everybody else a chance to call in, and I'll be down listening. I better get back to work.
Well, thank you for coming up, and you had a great
You're
point.
welcome. Y'all have a good evening.
You
Thank
too.
you, Suzette. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
That's a good point. I never looked at it that way. Really?
Yeah, but it's so hard to spot it,
Yeah. Predators.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
There's a guy on TikTok. He's real big with younger kids, and he's always saying, do not your parents are wrong. Don't listen to your parents. If you need somebody to talk to,
they don't need to know. Yeah.
They don't need to know. I can be your parent. And it just sounds so like it's like grooming behavior.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that.
For any strange person to be talking to a kid and saying, don't trust your parents were wrong, and all this shit is absurd to me.
They need to take them off of freaking YouTube. I think they got a channel. That one person I've seen saying that.
All right, we got another call.
Woohoo.
I like this. This is working good for us so far.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
Who are we talking to?
Gigi, can you hear me good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm a little nervous, but I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
In your opinion, like we know that Allie's lied. We know Hunter lied. We know Jody Sue Brown lied. Like there's been a whole bunch of people lying, and no matter how much I figure it out or like try to figure it out, I can't see any of these people lying for another person, like putting their butts on the line to lie for somebody else. So, like, do you guys have a theory of why you think all these people are, not telling the truth?
I feel like a lot of it, like it depends on which one we're talking about. It seems like I get a feeling they're protecting their own ass in a lot of it.
For sure, but why?
They have dirt on the other person, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like
Can
something.
I tell you my theory? And
Yeah.
you guys tell me why you think I'm wrong?
No, go ahead.
Okay, it's kind of like I'm sure people are going to think it's out there, but the reason I came to this is because I was trying to figure out what would everybody's motives be, with their lives.
Right.
So this is kind of the theory that I came up with, and of course some of it can be wrong, and some of it kind of ties into other things. But I guess where I'm leaning more towards is actually it could be anything, but what I'm leaning towards is people were hanging out there right before the 15th, like that we know, even if it was just Andy, Jody, Don, Candace, and all the kids. To me, that's a hangout spot. People are hanging out. God only knows what was going on there. You add in a couple people from the neighborhood or extra people, that to me is a party. So if what Jody Sue has said was true about people, things being given to children so that they could be sedated.
Right.
Say something like that went down, that would be a reason. And then, say somebody got, took a little extra too much or got given a little extra too much, or that was used for a handoff, like to sedate someone or, for a period of time and she never came back kind of thing.
Right.
That would make Jody Sue and Andy lie. If Hunter was there and involved in, or herself and involved in like partying and contributing to a minor, that would make her lie, right?
Right.
And that would also make her lose her kids, that's true that happened, right?
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of like where the only place my head is going is that something must have happened between, with all these people where that they could get in trouble somehow, some way for it.
Yeah.
Whether it was whoever, had to take care of whatever, whatever happened, whether it was a handoff or, God forbid, like hiding a body or something like that. I mean, I don't know, like maybe, and then that would also explain, like, say, if somebody took advantage of this situation, if Don and Candace were messed up and they took her, or if Don and Candace just handed her to somebody for a period of time, never got her back, or if they handed her off to somebody for another nefarious reason, maybe they would pass some of their questions in a lie detector test. Maybe they truly don't know where she is. Maybe they could honestly say, I'm not responsible for, anything bad, like the death of my child.
Yes.
Or something like that, I don't know. That's just kind of what my theory is now, today.
Yeah, today.
Mine changes a lot too. It's hard. It's a hard case to get a clear theory.
And see,
I know that's like what I've been hearing. The same thing everywhere is like nobody can really be ruled out. Why not? Like, why won't law enforcement? I mean, they got to know what all these people are going through. I'm sure they get calls all the time from idiots hearing rumors on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. So, just like the Michael Vaughn case, why wouldn't they? I'm not saying to clear the parents or anything, but God, geez, like clear someone, clear Sherpy Jr., clear, someone random, anybody.
It'd be nice.
Well, I feel like if they could clear the parents, they would. I honestly do.
For sure.
Because, they're going to be putting them through unnecessary amounts of shit if they're able to be cleared and they're not doing it. And that would really make them look bad. Right. Well, but see, that's I think when it comes to like Jody Sue, the law enforcement don't really take her serious. And I don't think they'd even...
But they take the red truck theory serious, but they don't take the screen thing serious.
Yeah, that's weird.
See, and I think there has got to be reasoning behind that. I really do. I just don't know what that reason is.
To me, it's got to it has to be a big deal. Like, I read what the TBI says about it, and, it actually gets pretty detailed, like, make model between 1998 and 2000 or something.
Right.
And they really do want to talk to that guy. So, yeah, I mean, it is, there's got to be something to that red truck. But that's the tough part is, like, everyone and their brother's got a red truck or had one at the time and sold it to someone else who, took off the rack and dyed it a different color. It just seems like, that's the other theory that I have, is it's tough for me to completely write off that church. Like, it just seems odd to me. Remember when Don said that Summer went missing before and that it had to do with the church and they were scared and it ended up, I think it was, I don't think he wanted to say it, but what it sounded like to me was it was like one of those missing kid drills or something. But Summer went missing before, he said, and that, she was found and that it had to do with that church. Then he also said, like, Robin had Summer quite a bit during the week. He doesn't know what they did together. He was at work. He doesn't remember any of that. Like, it's just so odd, then Robin crossing off the red trucks. It just seems like, and all this time going by, the only thing that I'm praying for is that they're busting a ton of people.
Right.
And maybe that's what takes 2 years. It makes sure, a bunch of minor witnesses, get everything, cross their T's, dot their I's, get the minor witness statements, get the minors away from their parents, and start getting charges going.
My thing with the church too, if you look at Dawn and Candace's history, and
Right.
all that. It seems like such an odd choice of people to call when she went
Right.
missing to me.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Very
Very
strange.
weird. And they lied. That's another thing too. That's the other lie that I'm like, why would they lie? Okay, if they were together and they weren't supposed to be together, I guess that would be a reason to lie. But to lie to actual law enforcement, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, they lied about what time they got there, getting there together or separate. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, to me, that would be, I mean, if I was Candace, I'd be calling every single one of my neighbors, 911, like everybody, before my head would even go to, oh, let's call some people from the church. Flushed it. Like, as far as I knew, Don seemed like the one more interested in what was happening in church. Candace was sleeping half the time, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And it just seems so odd that in your moment of panic, when you're probably the person in church that doesn't talk to anyone, that's who you choose to call. I have a hard time with that.
I've always had a hard time with that, and it don't make no sense, does it?
No, none at all.
Yeah. And then look how, then the whole Tim Mullins thing, like with the uppers, I kind of assumed that the uppers had something to do with church. And obviously Tim Mullins had something to do with church, but then it comes out that they've been friends for years. Don calls him, he's my best friend. And I don't know, like that kind of worries me because, when you trust somebody so blindly and you put all their trust in you, who knows what Tim has on him that he could be holding over his head. I mean, the statements that Don makes about the angels and about, Summer was basically, not that he sacrificed him for himself, but the situation was like, had to do with his sins. To me, it almost sounds like grooming from a church.
I've always thought the church was weird. I don't know.
You guys do think so about the church?
I think there's odd things about the church for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I figured I'd run that back. Oh, and you know what I wanted to ask you guys? The stupid red truck. Don told me that he's seen it that he saw it June 15th in the morning, that he took pictures of it. There was a couple with the ATV, that chick with the long hair that looked like she had slept in days. He told me they were friends of Fred Hill. But then I have other people saying, oh no, the red truck thing happened when Jose was there in October. And I heard other people say, no, the red truck incident was in August. So was there like multiple red trucks in the ditch at 110 Ben Hill or what?
See, I don't know. I got confused through all that stuff. I don't think it's when Dawn's saying it was. I think that's from something else.
Gosh, it's like, I know I'm such a sucker and I want to believe Don so bad, but it's getting harder and harder. And I can't think of any theory that I can cross Candace off. Like, I figure she's got to know, no matter what happened, she's got to know or have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at too.
She knows something. Yeah.
You guys are there too?
Oh yeah. I've always been on that Candace. Her story sucks. She was the last person to see her. I don't buy the dog stuff, and if you're lying about that, you're lying for a reason. So therefore,
right, and the script is changing now.
Oh,
you notice that? Like, everybody had that script, like, down to a T.
Oh yeah.
Like that. It's like, oh, we got home, then we started planting flowers, then I did the laundry, then I went in there and said, okay. Like, I mean, down to word for word, everybody had that same script. And then lately, kind of after June 1st or right around there, when Don decided not to go on YouTube anymore, it's like things started changing. So I wonder, it just makes you wonder. And I know we can't wonder too much into like what minors say or stuff like that, but it almost seems like they're covering for something that got out. They're trying to always stay like 3 steps ahead of it. I don't know, it sucks. And then you can't trust like half the creators in what they say because a lot of it comes out to be not true.
Yeah.
And the TBI doesn't give us anything, like absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and we try not to add to that problem too much because that's going to be good for somebody's defense one day.
True.
But
how do you not do it when the only information? And here's my last question. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
The other thing that kind of bothers me.
I just
the whole thing about last time we saw Summer, everybody says no, she was seen on the 15th. Now I've heard that maybe she was caught on the cameras at Walgreens, but if she was in the truck and had the buzzed head, it could have been anybody, or it could have been blurry. So then I reread it, and it says she was last seen like the early afternoon of June 15th by a family member. So how credible is that really? So is the 15th 100% for sure, proof of life that day, or is it just a witness statement? Or we don't even know that, right?
Well, I think the best thing they have, to my knowledge, is the footage off the camera, and she didn't get out of the truck, so you can't tell me that they couldn't have had the littlest brother in there, and you could tell them apart. Unless you're going on.
Think about that head shaving. Then do you think that was the reason why? Do you think it was a punishment? Because it for sure wasn't life. That doesn't add up.
I don't think it was lice. My opinion.
I think it.
No, I don't think it was. John, you might think it was, right?
No, I don't think it was either.
Wasn't shaved. The oldest boys wasn't. Okay, from what I can tell from the pictures, Summer's head was shaved twice. So, there was two separate times that I could tell, that she had like a fresh buzz cut. The other boys also had buzz cuts, except for the oldest boy. Then in the Christmas pictures, the oldest boy is the only one with his head buzzed, and no one else is. So, you mean to tell me he got lice and everybody else was good that time, but then the other time everyone else got it and he's the only one that was good? I find that hard to believe.
Well, in the same conversation, they call each other out on it. One of them says that she did it because she wanted to be like Candace and the brothers, and then he says 30 seconds later, well, she shaved her head too, so Summer wouldn't feel bad. Well, if she wanted it shaved, why would she feel bad? She wouldn't.
Yeah, definitely. That tells you right there.
And that's in the same interview.
This is another question I was going to ask y'all. Do you know that last picture of Don holding Summer when he was crying, afterwards, months later, years later, when he said, yeah, I was crying in that picture because I just knew that she was going to basically get gone right after that. Do you guys know when that was it taken the same day that they made the video where she was wearing the same dress dancing by the barrel, or was it a different day?
See, I don't know. I don't know how you can date anything to certainty,
That was creepy.
True.
That's why I have such trouble with the video in the truck.
Yeah.
And the dancing TikTok and all that. Who knows when for sure any of it was really from.
Yeah, because Candace didn't tell us whatever.
Because look at the post she made on the 6:15 at 6:15 on that day with Summer in the picture. Remember that picture she posted on Facebook of the oldest?
Yeah.
Wearing like dirt bike. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
I know, it's too bad because all it does is leave us with a whole bunch of things to speculate on. And with this, this is the craziest thing because you can't really cross off anybody.
Nope.
You can't cross off any situation.
It's there's nothing definitive that I know you can say happened. A lot of people will come at me with, I know what happened and it was this, and I can poke 30 holes in their theory. And there's no one theory that it seems to fit everything. But I think it's something
I was really
simpler.
hoping you guys could pick holes in my theory because that's what I'm looking for. Is like, how can I prove this wrong so I can think of something else?
Well, I mean, you could have your theory and change it from everybody. Why would everybody, have not spoke? Well, what if it was somebody was touching her that shouldn't have been? There could be a large group of them people that want to hold the secret for the same reason.
That's just a gut feeling.
I mean, you got 4 people in the direct lineage there that are registered SOs.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Who do you mean besides Frank Light?
I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about people that are directly
linked. You're talking about
linked.
the brother-in-law, like Don's sister's. Don's sister's wife was there. He's Arthur, correct or no? Was that proven to be no?
I'm talking about Uncle Warren. I'm talking about Don Jr. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
The person you were just talking about, Marcos, and the other one, the boogeyman. The one that was married.
Oh, right. I forgot about the boogeyman.
All them are direct family linked. That's 4. you know?
Right. And then did you guys hear about Wayne? Was it Wayne or his brother that got jumped by 4 kids off of Simpson Road?
No, I haven't heard that.
I don't know. That's news to me.
Is that new or old?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't happen like anytime soon, but it was like something like that. I don't know. It was on Killer Looks. You guys will have to scope that out if you get a chance.
Yeah.
But he's got information on there about one of the Morlocks, like getting, like jumped. Like basically people, there's been more than once or twice, like where somebody pretends to have car trouble, like right in that neighborhood, Beach Creek area, like so either Simpson Loop or Ben Hill Road. Like right there, there's been, I believe, 2 or 3 incidences where someone pretends, like one guy was driving with his hood up, like another one pretended like they had car trouble, like just to kind of lure someone in. Like, that kind of stuff happens on the side of the highway.
Right.
You wouldn't think like some rural town, dirt road.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's just so sad. Are you guys going to anything on Summer's Day or no?
No, I think it's a spectacle more than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't feel that way last year. Like, before, like last year, I really didn't feel that way. I felt like, I don't know. I just think, like, unfortunately, it's the creators and their beef amongst each other that turned it into a shit show. Sorry, a show.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Really.
and I wouldn't feel comfortable being there because I'd be tempted to make an ass out of myself, to be honest. So
I know.
And we could do that from
All
here,
I
really.
need to see is Blowhorn Betty, and I think my blood pressure would go through the roof.
Oh, and just take the wrong one, and I'd Ronnie be putting me in jail. There'd finally be an arrest.
Sorry, that's loud. It was a truck going by.
That's funny. That's true, though. No, I know. And it kind of like takes away, I don't know, it just takes away. And then it's like, are we supposed to celebrate on that day? Because isn't that a sad day?
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't we pick a random day in the summer because her name was Summer? I mean, something. I don't know. Yeah, it left a bad taste in my mouth after last year, for sure. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's
but
not.
So sorry for rambling on. I was like dying for them. Like, somebody please pick apart my theory. Because, and I know that my theory does tie into, okay, she could have, possible OD, possible, getting hurt through some SA, possible handoff, like I know that there's possible things in there, but I do think that a lot of these people were involved in some way because there's just no way that they would lie for the Wells or for anyone other than themselves.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of people that seem like to me they have the character that they would go to jail for someone else if they didn't have to.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, like nobody was so loyal to the Wells and loved the Wells so much,
Right.
and yeah, exactly. I agree. So there's got to be a reason that everybody's lying. And I don't think, like with Hunter or with Allie, for instance, I don't think, like, say he was up on that hill. That's still, after the disappearance of a 5-year-old, that's like absolute nothing, that a 15, 16-year-old had some beers or smoked some, weed. Who cares? There's a missing 5-year-old. So I think there's got to be a bigger reason why they're covering that up. That's why I keep bringing me back to had to happen before the 15th. Then that would have given them
more time,
to think about stuff. And then remember when Dudley said, "Oh, Don, you said that we weren't going to be at work that day. Then you showed up. You made a mess. Then the other day you said you were going to go to work and you never showed up. Then he was fired and he said that he was driving the Subaru." So it kind of makes me think like, oh, did he not go to work that day? I think it was Sunday, that weekend, because they were all in cahoots. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Just a couple days of staying up all night. God knows what happened on that hill.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was real into what Dudley was saying until the recent events. I've lost a little bit of confidence in him.
Right.
I agree.
I used to think he was one of the more trustworthy ones, but now, I mean, all the shit he has done, and you go back and Don was saying that he was doing it, and I'm like, well, Don wasn't lying apparently.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing with Don, and I went back too. Like, because for some reason in my head, I had it like, man, these parents never called out for their child. They never spoke to the, whoever they believe 100% it was an abduction right from the get-go. They never called out and, like, like a normal, not normal, but like your average person would. They never did that. But guess what? Don did. And he was even open. Like, you can go right now, look back at his old Facebook post. He was open to like psychics in the beginning, dreams. So long as you believed in the 10 Commandments, he was open to, like, he really wanted to hear everybody's theory, like, who could this be? I mean, part of me does. And then I looked into, like, statistics of familial trafficking, and it said that it's done by the mother over 60% of the time.
How?
The thing with Don, though, he may have been open to psychics and stuff, but in 3 days he was saying he'd see her in the resurrection too.
I know it.
So
I know it.
He always felt like somebody that knew the outcome to me.
Yeah, that's what I get. That's the issue I have with him. He makes you feel like
I know,
that.
I do too. So, like, was it, that's what I mean. So it's either got to be, like, I mean, for sure this was premeditated, whether it was, 24 hours premeditated or months and months premeditated. And it has to feel like it could be either. If it was months and months, it could tie back into the church. Or even that trip, those New York people are pretty shady, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. That trip's bullshit too. And I've talked to Andrew many a times and told him to his face that story is shit.
He don't change it.
What story did he tell you? Because I've heard that, like, he went with the U-Haul, then he went with that other company. I mean, with all those kids in a car, like, I don't believe any of that at all. I think it's all BS. I think they went there for exactly what they went there for. And sometimes, unfortunately, people that traffic substances may also traffic, humans if they're that desperate, or if they're that well connected.
I always felt like Jose stayed behind to protect whatever they brought down and disperse it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Right. And he ended up, and that would explain why Don let him stay. Because remember, like, they lied about that too. They said basically Don came there, then they fought, and then he left. Well, no. Like, now we're finding out Jose was there for, like, at least a week or two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, see, we are getting more and more information, but it's from going back on the old stuff and applying what we know now, I guess. But, yeah, I really hope that this is just, what is it, like a 98% success rate from the feds?
Yep.
So I'm hoping that's what it is, and that they're just piling charges and getting all their evidence ready. Because all these people can't lose their kids for, I mean, is this all just one huge coincidence? I don't think so.
Right. Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for letting me talk. You guys are here off. Sorry, I had to
No, you're fine.
Because I'm like, I want somebody to pick it apart.
Well, we appreciate you coming up.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for listening to me, guys.
Oh, anytime.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
She's ready to go, wasn't she?
I think it's weird. I always think it's weird how Candace called Hunter that day out of the blue. Hadn't seen him for months.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to go? You know what I mean? So I thought that was always weird too.
Yeah, I like hearing other people's thoughts, and it's like a ton of what she said I thought myself too, and I don't know, man. I still can't come to one solid answer on that.
Yeah, me either. It's a mystery there, I think. Definitely.
I'll tell you what, it's getting ready to start pouring.
Is it?
Yeah. Guys, I think we're going to sign off. Harley, hush. But I thought that was pretty good for our first phone call.
We might have to do it again. Our dog's barking. I'm sorry. You're barking.
Everybody, appreciate everybody for coming. Everybody, thanks for calling in. Oh, no, dude's going to weed eat anyway.
We got a dog barking and somebody weed.
Guys, we got to go. Thanks for coming.
Bye. See y'all. Hush, Harley.